So the COVID-19 virus has claimed its first victim within the tabletop gaming space. Today we're going to be talking about the cancellation of Adepticon 2020 and the repercussions it could have within the tabletop gaming industry. What's up, folks? My name is Trevi. Welcome back to Tactical Tortoise, and today we're talking about something pretty sad in the hobby, the cancellation of Adepticon 2020. So late last night, Adepticon 2020 announced that they would be canceling their upcoming show happening March 25th through 29th. Now, this announcement comes on the heels of the announcement that the state of Illinois would be banning gatherings of 1,000 or more people and at least discouraging gatherings of 250 or more people. The ban takes place through May 1st, and since Adepticon is a fairly large event with more than 6,000 attendees, obviously it comes under this heading. Clearly, this is a tragedy for the tabletop gaming space. Adepticon was host to dozens of vendors from both large industry giants, such as Fantasy Flight Games and Games Workshop itself, down to independent publishers and mom and pop shops. To the convention's credit, they are working with attendees to issue credits or refunds for future shows and to reimburse them for the costs for the 2020 show. I believe that the decision to postpone the cancellation until the state of Illinois mandated it was made so that insurance could be collected by the organizers of the event, but for both Adepticon and their vendors, it represents an enormous loss. The amount of time and planning that goes into running a convention of this scale is immense, and my heart goes out to the Adepticon organizers. I can't imagine that this announcement won't be an enormous blow to the convention and the tabletop gaming industry as a whole. And while the Adepticon organization itself may be partially reimbursed from insurance, costs like hotels, flights, and convention services are often harder to recoup by their vendors. This could represent a huge loss for the dozens of vendors that attend Adepticon every year. Not only may they be out these costs, but they'll lose on revenue and publicity from showing at one of the largest miniature gaming events of the year. With any luck, this fallout won't be catastrophic for these small businesses, but it is unreasonable to assume that this cancellation won't have repercussions throughout the entire gaming space. Even large companies like Fantasy Flight Games, who have been steadily scaling down their operations in the last several months, and Games Workshop, who are doubly impacted by this event due to the US-Europe travel ban that was put in place last week, don't have unlimited resources and have to meticulously budget and organize their trade show appearances. With the rumors that GW was preparing a huge announcement, possibly even a new edition of 40K for Adepticon, the question also remains where this announcement will ultimately take place. Beyond just Adepticon, these cancellations might also have darker implications for tabletop gaming as a whole. Unlike many other gaming mediums, tabletop gaming is a social hobby and requires face-to-face interaction to be enjoyed to its fullest. We're even seeing the cancellation of some large video gaming events and the move of many esports tournaments from in-person exhibitions to streaming only. With this being the case, it's not difficult to imagine that the impact on tabletop gaming conventions and competitions will be even more severe. While remote gaming services like Tabletop Simulator and Vassal do exist, they are used by a vast minority of players, and most prefer the in-person experience. So while it's possible that competition could move to these programs for the near future, it's hard to imagine that they would be heavily attended. Currently, these bans on gatherings are limited to large groups of hundreds or more, so it's unlikely that local events like RTTs and regional GTs will be impacted, but many gamers may prefer to stay home and limit exposure, so we may end up seeing a decrease in attendance at events across the board anyway. So let us know down in the comments how this will affect your gaming and event attendance. Are you staying home from RTTs or meetups to avoid the coronavirus, or are you just powering through? The one small upside to this crisis is that the widespread encouragement of remote working and the cancellation or postponement of school classes may see an increase in the number of painted models that see play once the pandemic has run its course. But that's all for now, folks. Stay tuned for more updates as this crisis unfolds, and we'll examine how it may affect our hobby. Remember to like and subscribe, and as always, happy wargaming, folks.